Format characters. Format characters. So what about format characters? Format characters, by the way, you can set type attributes before you enter characters or reset them to change the appearance of selected characters in a type layer. And before you can format individual characters, you should select them, and you can select one character only and a range of characters or all characters in a type layer. And a quickly get up speed with text and related Photoshop feature. You should see add words to your picture. And select characters. How to select characters in Photoshop? Do one of the following to select a type layer. You should select the move tool firstly, and then double click the type layer on the canvas. And after that, you should select the horizontal type tool and on the vertical type tool. And after that, select the type layer in the layers panel, or click in the text flow to automatically select a type layer. Step number 2. Position the insertion a point in the text and do one of the following. You should drag to select one or more characters and then click in the text and then shift click to select a range of characters and then choose select and to all select all the characters in the layer. And then double click a word to select it and triple click a line to select it. After that, quadruple click a paragraph to select it, and quadruple click anywhere in the text flow to select all characters in a bounding box. And use the arrow keys to select characters. Click in the text and then hold down shift and press the right arrow or left arrow key, and use the keys to select words. Hold down and shift control if you use Windows, or shift command if you use macOS, and then press the right arrow or left arrow key. And step number 3. To select all the characters in a layer without positioning the insertion point in the text flow. You should select type layer in the layers panel and then double click the layers type icon. And note here please now, selecting and formatting characters in a type layer puts the type tool into edit mode. And what about character panel and dynamic shortcuts overview? Character panel and dynamic shortcuts overview. The character panel provides options, by the way, for formatting characters. Some formatting, by the way, options are also available from the options bar. And you can also display the character panel by doing one of the following. You should choose window firstly, then character, and or click the character panel tab if the panel is visible but not active. After that, with a type tool selected, click the panel button in the options bar, and to set an option in the character panel, you should choose a value from the pop-up menu firstly on the right side of the option. And for options with numeric values, you can also use the up and down arrows to set the value, or you can edit the value directly in the text box. And when you edit a value directly, you should press enter or return to apply a value, and shift enter or shift return to apply a value, and then highlight the value just edited, or tap to apply a value and move to the next text box in the panel, like this screenshot now. This image now explained for you the character panel, and we have A is meaning font family, and B font size, and C vertical scale, and D set the zoom option, and E is meaning tracking, and F baseline shift, and G language, and H font style, and I leading, and J horizontal scale, and K kerning. And note here please now. Select show ASEAN text options in the type preference for the set zoom option to appear in the character panel. And you can access additional commands and options in the character panel menu, by the way. And to use this menu, you should click the triangle in the upper right corner of the panel. And dynamic shortcuts are keyboard shortcuts accessible from the character panel menu only when you are entering point or paragraph type, and when type is selected, or when the I beam is in text. Dynamic shortcuts are available, by the way, for type options such as Fox, bold, and Fox italic, and all caps and small caps. and the superscript and subscript and underline and strict throw, like this screenshot now. Dynamic shortcuts appear in the character panel menu only when you are entering point or paragraph type, and when type is selected or when the IPM is in text. How to specify type size and color. How to specify type color size and color. By the way, the type size determines how large the type appears in the image, and the default unit of measurement for type is points, by the way, and one PostScript point is equal to 1 divide 72 of an inch in a 72 ppi image. However, you can switch between using the PostScript and the traditional definitions of point size, and you can change, by the way, the default unit of measurement for type in the units and rulers area of the preference dialog box. And the type you enter is rendered in the current foreground color. However, you can change the color before or after you enter type, and when editing existing type layers, you can actually change the color of individual selected characters or of all type in a layer. How to choose a type size. If you would like to choose a type size, by the way, in the character panel or options bar, enter or select a new value for size and use an alternate unit of measurement. Enter the unit firstly in cm or mm or pt or px or bica after the value in the font size text box. And to change the unit of measurement for type, you should choose edit firstly, then choose preferences, then choose unit and rulers if you use Windows or Photoshop, then choose preferences and unit and rulers if you use macOS, and then choose a unit of measurement from the type menu. After that, how to define the point size unit. How to define the point size unit. We have steps here now. Step number 1. You should choose edit, then choose preferences, then choose unit and rulers if you use Windows or Photoshop, and the preferences, and choose units and rulers if you use Mac OS. Step number 2. For point and BICA size, you should select from the following options, by the way. And PostScript 72 point divide inch. You should set a unit size compatible for printing to a PostScript device, by the way. Step number 2. Traditional 72.27 points slash inch. Use this 72.27, by the way, points per inch as traditionally used in printing. Then number 3, click OK. And how to change the type color. How to change the type color. If you would like to change the type color, you should click the color selection box in the options bar firstly or character panel, and after that select a color using the Adobe Color Picker, and using fill shortcuts to fill with the foreground color, press Alt backspace if you use Windows, or Option Delete if you use macOS to fill with the background color, and then press Control backspace if you use Windows, or Command Delete if you use macOS, and apply an overlay layer style to the type layer to apply a color and gradient or pattern on the top of the existing color. And you can't apply, by the way, an overlay layer style selectively. It affects all characters, by the way, in the type layer. And also should click the foreground color selection box in the toolbox bar, and then select a color using the Adobe Color Picker, and alternatively click a color in the color panel or the swatches panel. And if you use this method, by the way, to change the color of an existing type layer, you must first select characters on that layer. How to change the color of individual letters. How to change the color of individual letters. We have steps. Step number 1. You should select the horizontal type tool. And step number 2. In the layers panel, select the layer containing the type. Step number 3. In the document window, select the characters you want to change. And step number 4. In the options bar at the top of the work area, click the color swatch. Step number 5. In the Adobe Color Picker, locate the color range you want using the triangle sliders on the color spectrum bar, and then click the desired color in the color field, and the color you selected appears in the top half of the color swatch, by the way, in the Adobe Color Picker, and the original color remains in the bottom half. Step number 6. Click OK and the new color replaces the original color in the options bar and in the selected characters. Note here please and be careful. You want to see the new color in the characters until you deselect them or select something else. So what about text treatments? Text treatments in the character panel. Text treatments in the character panel. Underline or strike through text. You can place also a line under horizontal type or to the left or right of a vertical type, and you can also replace a line through horizontal or vertical type, and the line is always the same color as the type color, by the way. And select the type you want to underline or strike or strike. Select the type you want to underline or strike through. And to underline horizontal type, click the underline button in the character panel. And to apply an underline to the left or right of vertical type, you should choose underline left or underline right from the character panel menu. And after that you can apply an underline to the left or right, but not to both sides, by the way. And that check mark indicates that an option is selected. And note here please now. Note here please now. Note. The underline left and underline right options appear in the character panel menu only when a type layer containing vertical type is selected. And when working with vertical ASCII type, you can also add an underline on either side of the type line, by the way. And to apply horizontal line through horizontal type or a vertical line through vertical type, you should click the strike through button in the character panel, and you can also choose strike through from the character panel menu. How to apply all caps or small caps? How to apply all caps or small caps? You can enter, by the way, or format type as uppercase characters and either all caps or small caps. And when you format text as small caps, Photoshop automatically uses the small caps characters designed as part of the font. And if available, if the font doesn't include small caps, Photoshop generates Fox small caps, by the way. Like this image now, we have all caps and small caps. In the above is full caps, all caps, and in the down small caps. And regular capital letters top compared to small caps letters. We have steps. Step number 1. Select the type you want to change. Number 2. You should click the all caps button or the small caps button in the character panel. And after that, you should choose all caps or small caps from the character panel menu. And a check mark indicates that the options is selected actually. Specify superscript or subscript characters. How to specify superscript or subscript characters? Superscript and subscript text, by the way, also called superior and inferior text, are reduced size text that is raised or lowered in relation to a font baseline. And if the font doesn't include subscript or subscript characters, Photoshop generates, by the way, Fox subscript, superscript or subscript characters, by the way. And you have steps here now. Step number 1. Select the type you want to change. Number 2. Click the superscript button or the subscript button in the character panel. And after that, choose superscript or subscript from the character panel menu. And a check mark indicates that the options is selected. So what about character styles? A character style, by the way, includes character formatting attributes and can be applied to characters and a paragraph or even a range of paragraphs. And you can create character styles and then apply them later. And also you should choose Windows, then you choose character styles to open the character styles panel. And to apply a character style, you should select the text or text layer and then click a character style. And type styles are hierarchical, manual overrides superset any applied character styles, and which in turn replace applied paragraph styles. And by the way, this hierarchical This hierarchical approach lets you combine the efficiency of styles with the flexibility to customize your designs. And how to create a character style. How to create a character style. We have steps. Step number 1. If you want to base a new style on the formatting of existing text, you should select that text now. And step number 2. Choose a new character style from the character styles panel menu. And do not here in this point. To create a style without first selecting text, you should click the create new style icon firstly at the bottom of the character styles panel. And to edit a style without applying it to text, you should select an image layer such as the background. How to edit character style. How to edit a character style. You should double click existing styles to edit them and update all associated text in the current document, and changing the style formatting updates all text to which the style has been applied with the new format, by the way. And to edit a character style, do one of the following. We have 3 steps. Step number 1, double click the style in the character styles panel. And step number 2, to specify the formatting attributes, you should click a category and such as basic character formats on the left and specify the attributes to add to the style. Step number 3, when you have finished specifying the formatting attributes, you should click OK. Specifying default type styles. Specifying default type styles and Creative Cloud only. By the way, current character and paragraph styles can be saved as type defaults. These defaults, by the way, are automatically applied to new Photoshop documents and can also be applied to existing documents that don't already contain type styles. And for more information, see character styles. And to save the current character and paragraph styles as the type default, do any of the following. You should choose type, then you choose save default, then you choose type styles. And after that, in the character styles or the paragraph styles panel, you choose the save default type styles from the panel menu and to apply the default character and paragraph styles to a document. Do any of the following again. Choose type, then you choose load default type styles, and in the character styles or the paragraph styles panel, you should choose load default type styles from the panel menu. Step number 2, if you are loading the default type styles, by the way, into a document that already has an existing type style, the import paragraph styles dialog box appears, and you can choose whether or not to replace the existing type style with the default type style.